Ah, what's up? This is week 25 or 26. I really need to start getting the date down when I start this. But okay, so man, it's been a lot of stuff going on this week. A lot of things that just hit me. A lot of things that it's a nice truck. Okay, now first of all, one of the biggest things I want to talk about that I learned this week was the crowd of people that you hang around. The crowd of people that you hang around. I got invited by one of my friends to go watch the game in Fort Worth. I really didn't want to go, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna go. 3 people out there, right? And you know how they say, I guess you are either the sum of the 5 people that you hang around, or you know, if you are, how you put it, like you need to change the people that you put in your circle. If you are the top of your circle, then you need to start going to other circles, because you need to always be expanding and growing. And so first of all, it's like if you hang around people that are positive, that are doing great things, you're going to start thinking positive, and of course you're going to start thinking about the things that you can do. And then on the other hand, I got a chance to just meet somebody, but their way of thinking was completely different. It was negative. So first, when I was hanging with these 3 people, one was, she's not a dentist, she's not orthodontics, but it's the people that do like gum surgery. I mean, very, very successful, like already is like a partner of a practice. And she was talking about, you know, how she made $8,000 in one day. Like crazy stuff like that, right? One was a principal, and he's been, I guess he stays in school, and he's about to get his PhD. He's working on his doctorate. I'm talking about, man. Then you have, one was a pilot, a Boeing 757 pilot, one of the big planes, you know. And so the big thing that I could say about it was that each one of them was very, very, very proud of who they were. Of course, they all had different things, but it wasn't like a kind of like timid success or something. You know how you hang around people and maybe they'll say, oh, I'm this, I'm that, but it's not really like a big major thing. I don't want to put down nobody, but or any type of profession, but you could tell when somebody was intentional about what they became and who they became and where they work, and the things that they do, or how they didn't really strive for their true goals, but they end up just settling for something else. Okay, so these people, none of them settled for anything. None of them settled for anything. They knew exactly what they wanted to go or be, and they took intentional paths towards that, and they didn't shy away from anything. Talking to the lady that, you know, I guess she does the gum surgery, one of the biggest things she said, she was just like, you know, I knew I wanted to live a certain type of lifestyle, so, you know, I did what I had to do to make it necessary. She said, you know I had to go through 8 years of schooling, and it was hard and stuff, but what's 8 years to a lifetime of I guess living like you want to live, or, you know, doing the things that you want to do, or having the money that you want to have. And she was even talking about the debt. She was just like, you know, yes, I got put into, I guess, debt, and it's 6-figure debt, but at the end of the day, there's good debt, because that debt right there, I guess, gave her the asset of allowing her to have the earning ability that she has now, to where, you know, it's like she's more in control of her schedule than a lot of us are. She only works, I guess, let's say it's either 3 to 4 days out of a week. You know, she's always having 3-day weekends and all this other stuff, and she's able to pay the money to do whatever she wants to do. And it was just the level of thinking, the way that they carried themselves. I was like, wow, I've been looking for this crowd for a while. I'm very cool with all my friends, and I love hanging out with my friends, but we're all around the same level. And even some, I mean, I don't want to sound any type of big head or anything, but even some will look at me and they be like, oh, Antoine, you're doing this and you're an engineer. Oh, you're an engineer. You're an engineer. And I'm like, yeah, but you know, I know that there's more out there that I can do. And to hang around people who did not shy away from anything that they wanted. The guy who's a pilot, he's been a pilot, and then he's also a power lifter. I think that's how you say it, powerlifting. And he's talking about getting back on the USA team. I'm like, what? You know, and he's talking about, oh yeah, and I do a little dancing, a little salsa dancing. I got a performance on Sunday and stuff. I'm like, what? You know, it's just all this stuff. I'm like, what? You know, I don't know how to put that. It's like, it wasn't just that, you know, he was just gonna fly a plane or he's just gonna be in shape. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to be, you know what? I'm gonna be on the USA team. Intentional things that he wanted to do. Man. So, hanging out with those people, I was just like, wow. You know, they made me think that the big things that I want to do in my life, you know, are all possible. Anything that I want to do, I just really got to go for it. And then, a day later, or 2 days later, I go to the gym, and I see a guy, he's frat, and he's talking about how he lives in Chicago. He lives in Chicago. And his mindset was closed. His mindset was negative. First of all, first thing he said, he was like, yeah, man, I'm in Chicago, but I don't like it. You know, I'm trying to get him out of there, but I can't really find, I can't really find a way to finance myself out here. He was like, you know, man, I'm 45. I can't start over, you know. And I'm just like, yo, right there, you're selling yourself short from the jump already. And then he was talking about how he's been looking for a way to get out here, but he's been asking people to help, or, you know, other frats to help out. And I guess they haven't really put him in the position that he would like, or they would have opportunities that they could help him out with, or, you know, they could have put him in this gym, or they could have gave him this space to allow him to do some training or whatever, because he's a trainer. And so, I mean, from there, he was like, man, they ain't trying to help me out. Like, you know, man, people don't want to help you out and all this. And it was just all negative. And just, I knew that, you know, if I hung around people like him, not saying that all Fred is bad, but I'm just saying, if I hung around him all the time, or all my friends were that negative, think about how my mindset would be if I hung out with that all the time, rather than if I hung out with my other friends who were all successful. And so, right there, man, that changed my mindset again. I was like, okay, I need to continue to hang around with people who are above me, who make me strive for greater. And I immediately asked the guy that's a principal, I immediately texted him and asked him to be my mentor, because it's crazy. He went to high school with me, and it didn't take him but one time. He walked in, I was in the restroom, and I was sagging back in the day. Back in the day, it was sagging hard in the early 2000s. Now he was like, man, pull up your pants, bro. I was like, what? He was like, man, come on, man, that don't even look good. And I walked, and I see my reflection in a I think it was like a glass window, and I looked at myself. I was like, bro, this is trash. And from that day, I never sagged like that again. It's so, I don't know, maybe it's just the type of demeanor or the way he carries himself that's always been influential to me. So I definitely asked him. I was like, yo, you got to keep in contact, because I've been looking for people who can push me forward. And his mentor is one of the founders of XTO, and he was showing me this guy's house. This guy has gold plating on the wall, like gold trimming, gold. Like, what? He has the most expensive house in Dallas, I think he said, or Dallas Fort Worth area, or Texas, one of them. Anyway, okay. All right. So that was one of the biggest things that I've learned this week, is to be careful who you hang out with. Be intentional with, I guess, the friends that you make, okay? And then to be intentional with your life, and to be intentional with your dreams. So one thing that I've been utilizing this week is I've already wrote my goals down, okay? And every day I'll look at my goals. And the biggest way that I feel good is because I'll look at my goals, and I'll look at each single one of them, and I'll think, okay, what is something that I can do to push this goal forward? Any one of them. You know, one of my goals is to fix my car. I talked about that last week. And so then I ordered some parts. I ordered, I guess I messed up my mirror. I ordered that and I put it on there. I was like, okay, one of my goals is always to stay in shape and to, I guess, get I want to be 180 and 10% body fat. Don't know, but so of course I made sure I worked out throughout the week. But basically, it's looking at your goals and then taking that and putting something down that you can do to just progress it forward. And by the end of the day, it wasn't that you just made it through the day. It wasn't that you just you did something that was like kind of good or whatever. You know that by the end of the day that it was a progressive day. It was a good day. It was an intentional day. You had intentional actions, and if you do that every day, you'll win each day. And if you win each day, you'll win the month, and then you'll win the year. You got to take it day by day. But then also, it's focusing on, basically focusing on one thing at a time. Okay, so even though I'll put like different things that I can do, I'll put one major thing on there because I'm realizing how much I can't do everything. It's not the fact that, like, I guess I've been down on some of my dreams and some of my goals and stuff, but I had to realize that it's not the fact that I can't accomplish my dreams. It's just that I can't do it alone, okay? And I can't do it all at one time. I can do some of it. I can build this part and this part, so I have to start focusing on one thing at a time. And because I get so spread out, I even called, I'll talk about that later. But so I have to focus on one thing at a time. So I'll make sure, put one thing on there that I'm like, okay, this is the main thing I'm gonna work on. And if I finish that, cool, I'm gonna move on to some other things. And so it's being intentional about your dreams, about your goals, about your life. And that's one of the biggest things I noticed with every single one of those people that I was hanging out with. Very intentional, very, very, very intentional. So it's not the fact that you can't have anything you want. You can have anything you want, but you have to be intentional. You have to look at what it takes to actually accomplish it, and then you actually have to do that stuff each and every day. Woo, it's a little hot out here, even though I'm in the shade. Crazy, huh? I guess last thing I want to talk about, I try to keep these short because I could really go all day about some of this stuff, but the book that I'm reading now, okay? I'm reading the Motivation Manifesto. That's the book that I'm on, and I guess I'm not really, I don't know how to put it. I won't say I'm not big on motivation or something. I know that motivation is fleeting. I know that, I guess sometimes it seems like a lot of foo-foo stuff, right? Oh, you can do it, rah rah stuff, but in this book, the biggest thing that I'm starting to realize in the purpose of reading, different books, okay, is that it actually mentioned the type of person I was in it. And I don't know if you've ever just read something and it describes you to the T on something that you thought was good, you were doing that was good, that was okay, and then it shows you that, okay, you got these people in the world that does this, and this is how detrimental it is for them. I really read about myself in this book. It was talking about how you have people who are timid and tend to like try to get everyone's approval before they actually start doing things. And I mean, that spoke to me with this type of documentary stuff, or documenting things, because I'll do it, but then it's like it was saying how you have people that do things, but then if they don't get enough approval from everybody, they'll stop. Or if they don't basically they don't keep going. And it was saying how successful people never really cared about what other people thought. They knew what they wanted, they knew what maybe they had to do, or the things that they had to do, they figured it out and they did it, and they didn't care. And I mean, you got to think about the good people in this world, or the people that's really made it big. Think about the type of time that they have to put into their craft. Think about the amount of people that say, you know what, that's not really good, you putting too much time into it, or this isn't really a good profession to choose. Think about all the singers, all of the, those are big careers, but at the same time, they're not always solidified. So think about the people that put in all their time into making a craft. You got people like Chance the Rapper and stuff like that. How much time and effort put into their Logic the Rapper, you know? How much time, but how many people would say that's not good, man, you ain't doing it, you know? And for you to actually go, you don't need to care about what other people talk about. So if there's anything I can say, if you want another book to read, check out the Motivation Manifesto. It's gonna have some stuff in there that'll probably speak to you. And the biggest thing I can say about reading is a lot of books say the same thing. A lot of books, you know, if you want to, maybe self-help books, whatever the case is, a lot of times they have the same points, you know, but they usually present them in a different type of way. And so if there's something that you're not good at, you know, and you hear it, like, you know, you hear that, okay, you need to change this, but you haven't been changing it, it's because maybe you haven't heard it the right way. Maybe it hasn't been presented to you the right way. So keep reading books, keep hearing things that, you know, may wake you up, keep slapping you. You know, it says that you need to change this about yourself, but it say it this way, read another book. It may say it another way that may make it click in your mind. Keep reading and keep making it, like, keep doing things that's gonna make it click. Keep doing it until it clicks. And then once it clicks and you start to actually change your life and see the things change, then that's where stuff really start rolling in. So, but yeah, so this week, that's some of the major stuff I learned. Yeah, I already done talked, I guess, long enough. But, you know, if you check this out, man, and, you know, so if you vibing with it, if you agree with some of the stuff I say, if it spoke to you a little bit, you know, hit me up, let me know, comment, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and get with me, man. But okay, yeah, that's it. Twan Hicks, one life to live. You got one life to live, man. Be intentional about that thing. Be very intentional about that thing and make it count. That's it for today, man. Y'all have a good week.